Oh boy, what am I getting myself into today? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to Otherkin. For those of you who don't know what Otherkin are, here is a definition by an actual Otherkin. Otherkin are people who identify either partially or wholly as non-human entities, in either a spiritual or psychological sense. Oh, but don't mix this up with Therians. They are, as defined by an Otherkin, a lot like Otherkin, but is normally more spiritual, for example, believing in reincarnation, past lives, etc. Therians are typically kin with animals that exist on Earth, for example, cats, dogs, butterflies, horses, etc. So to put it simply, they're either mentally insane or special snowflakes. Let's see what these things have to say. Eternal Symphonies posted this. Me, a Hector Rivera kin. All my friends who have a kin have some sort of past memories. Why not me? I guess I'm faking it. My brain, when you were a small child you had an irrational fear of your foods and drinks being poisoned. You were 5. Where would you have gotten it from? You always wanted to hold the teacher's guitar and got sad because you couldn't play. You named your first baby doll Coco. You refer to stuff you can't name as thingy ever since you can remember. You like to go barefoot. You have a gold filling in your tooth. You like goatees, long eyelashes, and lanky tall guys. Me, sips coffee. Interesting. I'm definitely faking it. Okay, so I will give a short and simple response to this. Yes, this person is faking it. Otherkin is just as fake as Canada. He or she or whatever may not notice this, but saying that they are a skeleton from some Disney movie is not okay and isn't a real identity. They may just be confused or something, but for real, get help, man. Next up we have no. This text-to-speech thing doesn't know how to pronounce words like this, and it's hilarious. Anyways, no posts this beauty. Wolfkin problem, wanting to howl while you're home but not doing so because your neighbors know you don't have a dog, and you don't want them to think you're weird. First off, learn the difference between your and your before worrying about what your neighbors think of you howling. Second, don't freaking howl because that makes you sound like a crazy person. Or at least more of one than you already are. I really don't think much more needs to be said here. Systematic Chaos read this. Variant gear. There's nothing wrong with Otherkin gear. If you want to wear a tail, ears or something else to connect with your kin type, go ahead. I wear clothes or accessories that subtly make me feel more like my kin types, and that's 100% fine. But when you're doing these things in public, you need to expect ridicule. It's not the norm for people to go around wearing tails and ears. If you don't want those looks, or maybe even a confrontation, I advise doing these activities in the safety of your own home. This also includes but is not limited to things like howling, growling, roaring and screeching. If you own a property or know a place out in nature you won't be disturbed, you can go there too. So, there's a lot to unpack here. I always thought that this was some non-physical thing, but I guess I was wrong. These kin things are going to be looting their nearest hot topic for some bedazzled cat ear headbands. Then from there they will start ordering full-on fursuits to line up with the so-called kin types. What's up with the howling, roaring, and screeching thing? Do these guys actually do that? Just when they wake up in the morning are they barking at the neighbor's dog? Bark bark boy, get off my hacking lawn. If you are wearing a cat ear headband and you are out of elementary school, then there is something wrong with you. Pretty Mermaid kin bless said. You know who I hate. Fiction kin. If you are kin with a fictional character, you must be actually stupid. Everyone knows that you can't be someone else made up. Either you remember being someone or something, or you aren't kin. You can't just watch a movie and say you're a character. Venus Mermaidkin. Well, this is all really funny coming from someone who identifies as a demisexual, demiromantic, panromantic, asexual who uses she, her pronouns yet is apparently non-binary and is 15 years old, but you can't forget the 250 years from her past life. Also, she's mermaidkin. And tell me once again how being fiction-kin is stupid. I mean, I agree with her entirely, it's just the fact that she's being super hypocritical. How can she use female pronouns and still be non-binary? That goes against what non-binary is entirely. I'm done dwelling on this one since it's really not that bad, it's just that the writer is a special snowflake. The Brioche made a lovely meme. It depicts 3 people holding hands with the labels trans people, furries, and otherkin. One of those is on an arm. The hands have the words dreaming about shape-shifting written on them. Why are all of these lumped in together? I get the furries and otherkin comparison, but comparing transgender people to these two is not cool. Trans people who transition to the opposite sex are just fine and valid. They want to shape-shift to elevate dysphoria, not to give themselves some darn wings and a tail. They have an actual reason to shape-shift instead of becoming a plant or a wolf. This just makes me mad. It's not super cringe-inducing like a lot of other things that I have mentioned. So at this point, if you don't see the reasons why these things are odd, then you need help yourself. I know that I didn't talk about many posts here, so if you want a part 2, I will make one someday. Anyways, that's all for now. See you.